people are raising the stakes in defense of jailed attorney Richard I. Fine.
Today I filed a human rights complaint with the UN for Mr. Richard Fines.
As a former police officer, Mr. Larry John knows there are plenty of grounds for filing a human rights violation with the United Nations.
I went online and looked at the UN, and I looked up their definition of their human rights complaint, and they have several. They have some for the category of torture. They have some that are on political prisoner. They have some in the human rights for women. And I started reading about what they had, and political prisoner would fit for Mr. Fines, but the idea of torture fits even more. Because he's being held in coercive confinement, because he's not allowed the rights that even a convicted murderer would have. They've sequestered him, they've locked him away. He was put there by a judge, several judges, who keep denying his ability to be released, who keep denying the idea of habeas corpus. The man has never been convicted of a crime. He has never committed a crime. What he did was expose their corruption on a mass proportion. And they decided, well, we're just going to put you here because we don't want no one else to know what's going on. And as long as you can't talk about the situation, nobody else will.
What is the situation the judges are working so desperately to hide? Ongoing illegal payments to the LA Superior Court judges.
Mr. Fines has exposed this corruption in our judiciary system on a level that's unheard of in the 200 years of the U.S. judiciary. And to see the depth that it goes and to see what they're willing to do to one man who's going to stand up and say no, that's just, I can't go with that.
The ongoing illegal payments to the judges are huge.
On top of this $178,000 they're given by the state, the county is giving them a total of $58,000 a year more. $260,000 a year for a Superior Court judge, and in this county, in this state, that actually makes more than the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. That's wrong. That's unconscionable to me. How can they justify it when you see them actually laying off people in this county, laying off people from the court system, and the judges are patting them on the back saying, gee, I'm so sorry you're getting laid off. I wish there was something I can do to help you. Well, if they weren't taking those bribes, maybe they could help them. Because that $57,000 a year that the judge is taking that they don't deserve, obviously could pay for somebody to keep working there.
Mr. John explains the insidious effect these payments are having on our justice system.
When you look at the lawsuits that are brought against LA County alone, and every lawsuit brought against LA County is either dismissed, denied, or thrown out, who really benefits in that but LA County? And LA County is the one that's paying the judges the extra $57,000 a year. 450 judges in LA County, an extra $57,000 a year.
He clearly identifies the irony caused by this continuing illegal scheme.
You have felons sitting on the bench that are willing to judge another felon and tell them what they've done wrong. The complaint I wrote on what they're doing with Mr. Fines does in fact meet Article 1, their definition of torture. It meets every element that they've listed.
Mr. John sees that individuals have to get involved and not sit back and merely whine about the problem.
This problem's been going on for a long time. My grandparents didn't do anything about it. My parents didn't do anything about it. And now it falls to my generation and me to do something about it. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let my child have to deal with this problem.
Mr. Fine's last appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court was denied, just like all his other appeals. Mr. John sees this as evidence of how high the corruption goes.
When you have a Supreme Court justice that's just as corrupt as the state of California justices are, you aren't going to get anything done in this country. It's got to come from the UN.
What a sad day.
It is. It's a sad commentary.
This is only a brief excerpt of an interview with a patriotic American who has finally had enough. If you would like more information or to obtain DVD copies or transcripts of the complete interview, contact us at fulldisclosure.net. Full Disclosure will continue to bring you the news behind the news.